Hello and welcome back to this new video. Today again with another not frigate, because a second person after the Vetmark video messaged me and donated me 5 Kikimoras, thank you very much dude, to ask me to make a video on the Vetmark. And yeah, so I did that, and this was my first time actually really using the Vetmark. I sometimes used it to bash stations or IHAPs and stuff, but I never really flown it in PvP until now, and I have to say I enjoyed it quite a lot. I had some issues because I did not particularly like the fit, but after the first few fights I changed the fit up a bit, and then it was already a lot better, and it will never be my most favorite Kikimora fit, I'd say, but I definitely see its potential. And yeah, so let's get to that fit. It is meant, well, the pilot who gave it to me told me that it was meant as a scram kiter, and if you get tackled you can still win the fight thanks to the small energy neutralizers. So you have the small nuke, the Triglavian gun, an MWD 5MN, defensive web, warp disruptor, damage control, 2 radiation sinks for damage, and then 200mm steel plates, armor plate, Federation Navy in this case, just for the extra bit of buffer and fitting resources, and then 3 times the Trimark armor pump rig. The Kikimoras he donated to me were with a compact warp disruptor, so it had a lot less range, but it had therefore 2 T2 entropic radiation sinks. But after I did not get a kill because he could warp off because I was not in warp disruptor range, with a T2 warp disruptor I could have gotten him, but with the compact one I didn't, I changed up all the fits for the following Kikimoras, and they are all with T2 warp disruptors now. So yeah. What I like about this fit is, of course, the good DPS potential it has. Maybe I should go into simulation, makes it easier. You see you start off with 260 DPS at the good range of 14 kilometers, which is really strong. And of course the ability to switch in an instant to Mason, which has 41 kilometers and still almost 120 DPS, which is quite crazy, and definitely the strongest thing about Triglavian ships, paired with the crazy tracking that it has. 512 is ridiculous. So yeah, that's the advantages of this particular fit, but what I did not like about it is how slow it goes, because thanks to the armor plate and the triple armor rig, you have an extreme slow speed for a destroyer, for a kiting destroyer, and also the agility is quite low. If you see, if I offline the armor plate and the 3 rigs, you go 2200, that's a 400 meters per second difference without overheating, and with overheating it's even bigger. So that's, in my opinion, the biggest downside of this fit. That is, well, the slowest speed. So maybe if I had chosen the fit, if I had chosen to make a Kikimora video and prepare my own fit, I would have probably taken a small Ansel armor wrapper, and then instead of the web, I would have taken a capacitor, a small capacitor booster, because then you can run. One second, you can see you can run the armor repairer cap stable. That's the wrong module. There we go. Yeah, you're easily cap stable while you have the answer running, and you can even overheat your stuff and you're still cap stable. Even if you overheat the newt, you're easily cap stable. So if I had chosen fit, I would have probably done it like this, and then with armor repair and maybe even a speed rig here, just so it is more of a kiter and less of a scram kiter. But for the purpose of the fit, I understand that the plate might be better in some cases. So oh yeah, and of course a cap booster would be nice instead of the web, in my opinion, because as you can see without it, if I stop overheating my modules, and then let's say in a kite fight I don't use the newt, I only have 2 minute and 40-second cap. So when I actually fought some cruisers in this, I struggled on cap because killing a cruiser takes a long time, and for example against the Vexor that I fought, I could not keep my MWD running because of cap, which then allowed the drones to catch up to me and do damage to me. So I prefer more cap stable fit, but yeah, still I had some really good fights in this, and yeah, I say we jump into those fights and I stop yapping for today. And yeah, you can expect a bit more special videos from me, because, well, like Zach or this person asked for specific ships like the Vetmarker and the Kiki, and then because of the 1000 subscribers that I recently hit, I am also working on a Hyperion PvP video, so that is coming as well soon. But then I'll go back to frigates because I have some really interesting ideas for frigate PvP, and yeah, I'll stop talking now and we'll get into the fights. See you there, enjoy. So here we are in the first fight. I'm starting in on a Catalyst, which is of course quite dangerous because he immediately rams me, and it takes him a second, but then he gets scram on me, so my MWD is off. I almost drifted out of his range, but not quite. And because I don't have a scram and he has an MWD as well, of course he quickly gets back into range. So now I just have to hope that I can grind through his hull before I die. These first two fights are also in the order that I recorded them, so this was my very first fight in the Kikimora and I was quite nervous, but as you can see, just as I hit hull, he died and I got that kill. And there you see it's actually a Catalyst that is fit for PvP, and I respect that because most Catalysts run. Then this next fight is against Darkon Shannon, a really good pilot from Stay Frosty, and his Taranis. And we had been messing around for a bit, and I knew he wanted me to start on him, which is, well, of course, yeah, because otherwise he has no chance. And then I eventually just decided to, yeah, take the risk, whatever. And I'm shooting Occult here, and I think I may have been better off with Baryon or even Techion, because as you can see, I have tracking issues, but he doesn't have a lot of tanks, so I hope that the few hits I get are enough. But I am hitting hull just as he is hitting low hull, and unfortunately just before I can get one more volley off, he kills me, and afterwards he told me he had 4% hull left, so that was a really, really close fight. And yeah, GF dude. And then this next fight is actually a second experience with an interceptor that is fit for PvP, but at least I got a kill in this one before I died, because I'm sliding in on a Crucifier Navy issue, which is again, just like with the Catalyst, quite dangerous because he will definitely tackle me, and Crucifier Navy has a tracking disruptor bonus. As you can see here at the start, I flew directly towards him because I saw he was flying towards me as well, and this is a trick when you fly a kiter that you can use. If your agility is higher than the enemy's agility, with that trick you can get further away from them than when you try to fly away from them, because they are already flying in that same direction you are flying. So yeah, but in this case it didn't work because he's in a frigate that can lock really fast, and I'm in a not very agile armor Kikimora. As you can see here, I'm manually flying away from him, always trying to chance match in the opposite way so I get good shots in. Well, I also hope that my newt will take some effect sooner or later, and there you can see there's already the claw landing, the interceptor that is fit for PvP. And now my newt takes effect, his afterburner is off, I start getting better hits in, and within a few shots he's dead. But now I have to deal with this claw, and because it's an afterburner claw, he's definitely faster than I am and he can out-track me. Gonna do the same thing with manually trying to get tracking on him, and as you can see it's working really well. I get big chunks on him, but he just has too much damage. This is a buffed slasher with lots of DPS, and yeah, within a few more shots I die, but at least I got the Crucifier Navy kill, so I'm happy. And yeah, GF dudes, nice fight. There's my loss mail, and there's the kill mail of the Crucifier Navy. Unfortunately I couldn't figure out how good that Abyssal Web was, but yeah, it doesn't matter anyway really. This next clip is again me sliding on the Catalyst, and this is just to show that if the Catalyst pilot is not quite as present, I'd say, with his mind, it is a lot easier to kill them, because this one was not really at the beacon when I slid in, and I just get at my perfect keypad range, the correct ammo. I was a bit slow, but I felt very comfortable in this fight because there's not really much I can do. And now I just have to kill him before he can get away. You see he's trying to speed away, but I just click approach for a second, and switch to longer range ammo, and yeah, the Catalyst is a bit faster than I am, but not by much, and I still have heat on my Warp Disruptor, so it's an easy kill. So usually against most Catalysts it's quite easy to get the kill. And then here is the fight against Catalyst's Navy counterpart, the Catalyst Navy issue. And after this fight was the fight that I decided that I needed a T2 Warp Disruptor, because unfortunately I did not get this Cat Navy kill. Because he could warp off just in time before I could get my Warp Disruptor back on him. And if I had a T2 Warp Disruptor in that case, I could have gotten the kill. He was armor plate fit, so he was quite slow, but of course I did not want to get tackled by him, because Catalyst Navy versus Kikimora is on 0 is a death sentence for every Kikimora fit there is. So as you can see, he tried to slingshot me, but I was prepared, so I just turned around, hit the MWD for a bit because he is hitting as well. You can see that from his speed. And yeah, he is heading towards Hull rapidly, and I realized that he's probably dying or about to die, so I turn around and I try to get my Warp Disruptor on him, and here I see 24 kilometers even though I have it heated, so I realize, ah shit, I don't have a T2 Warp Disruptor, not as I thought, and he unfortunately gets off. Okay, and then in this next fight, I had fought this worm a few times before, and I tried to always bait him so he would land close to me because he was very kitey, and he was so annoyed that he always lost point and I could manage to warp off that he just rammed me here for a second, which was a big mistake, because I just did the same, and before he could change from approach to orbit, I had the web on him, and in this case the web helped a really ton, because with the web I'm barely faster than he is, and I can stay within occult range, and yeah, he's not very tanky, so within a few more shots he just dies before really doing any significant damage to me. So it was really a weird worm fit. He didn't have high slots, but I mean, I take every worm I can get because this was the very first worm I solo killed actually. This next fight, I warped this open because I saw the Malediction in there, and yeah, I didn't realize at first what he was doing there. I thought maybe he was PvP Malediction or something, but I saw that he was dying quick, so I just stuck around and I killed him, and I didn't check D-scan, and once I checked D-scan I realized, oh shit, it's Frat, and Frat always blob, and there you can see they're already landing. The whole fleet was landing just as I warped off, and even though that Enyo, that first landing, was purple, I guarantee you that he would have killed me anyway, because just yesterday I got AWOX by Fresh Unity again. It's just what they do. And yeah, here in this next clip I am starting again on a Catalyst Navy, and there with the D-scan you saw that I switched filters for a second. That is to check if there are drones in there, because with every medium advanced there is the potential of a curse, and most curse pilots don't recall their drones when they sit in there. So if you see 5 medium drones on D-scan with something that could be bait, it's probably a curse in there. Not always, but it is a way to safe check. This cat I was not on 0 on the beacon, so he did not tackle me right away, which gave me the only chance I had at winning. I felt a bit annoyed because no one wanted to fight me, so I decided to take the risk and fight the Cat Navy. Otherwise I would never really slide in the Cat Navy, and I don't suggest it either. And as you can see here, I made the mistake of turning around too late because I forgot that the agility is quite bad on this Kiki. So he managed to get weapon scram on me, but still I have my Newt and I have my DPS pulled up quite a bit until now. And it does have 9000 EHP buffer, so I have a good chance of still winning the DPS race. And as you can see now, he's needed out. Scram drops, I can get to range again. I changed to Occult as well for extra damage, and now I can just casually approach him, and within a few more shots he will die. I burned my MWD, but it didn't matter. I'm happy to burn my MWD if I can secure the kill like that. And there he goes. GF by my Cat Navy. This next fight was actually the closest fight I had during all the flying of the Kiki, because, well, the closest fight I won, that is, because I slide in here on this Algos, and I know this pilot, and I know that he is quite good, and he used to block me quite a few times in the past, so I was happy to get my revenge in here. I almost managed to get out of scram range, but not quite, so I had to roll him at 0, which is really not what you want to do against most of the destroyers. His drones don't care anyway, but I'm also within his range of the autocannons right now, so I can just hope to win the DPS race, because he did a cult does quite a lot of damage. And I think he was afterburner fit, so you can see he's only very slowly getting close to me, and his autocannons struggle a bit with applying damage still, because I think he was using hail, while I have the perfect tracking of Triglavian weapons. And now I just decide to go into an Orbit 500, hopefully get his autocannons to get a few grazing shots in. But before that really matters, I get the kill with 5% health. It was a really close fight, and yeah, GF mate. I scooped the loot and immediately warp off. I would have liked to loot the drones, but you see the Federation destroyer, the NPC, is still hitting me, and I did not want to get killed by it. So yeah, I warp off. This next clip is against the Vexor. I found him in this medium and I thought, yeah, let's try. I know that Triglavian guns are very good at defanging stuff, so I hoped I could kill his drones quick enough to be able to win this fight. As you can see, as soon as the hammerheads come in, I put the web on it and kill them. The augurs are too slow to really do damage to me, because they have to stay in speed mode and cannot really go into the DPS mode of the drone. So I can comfortably tank the augurs, while I can rather quickly defang the hobgoblins and hammerheads. Now I start shooting the augurs. I should have probably focused the hobgoblin first, but it does not really matter, because neither of them really does a lot of damage to me. Now I realize that I should put the web on the hobgoblin, because the ogre is out of range anyway, and that immediately helps a lot, because now the hobgoblin also struggles with doing damage to me. And now the hobgoblin is so slowed down that with 2 shots, or 3 rather, I can kill it. And now it's only the augur, and I'm pretty confident that I can tank or outrun that enough to be able to win this. But of course the Vexor has a bigger drone bay than 5 drones, so yeah, I start shooting the Vexor now, and yeah, now you should pay some attention to my capacitor, because both the Warp Disruptor and the MWD eat a lot of that, and yeah, I'm going to run into some cav issues here, because unfortunately that's one of the bigger downsides of this particular fit. Now you can see he is deploying his second set of drones, infiltrators, a full set of medium drones, which is a lot of trouble for me, because again the lower speed allows medium drones to get near perfect application to me, and even though they deal EM damage, which is my best resistance in armor, it still hurts a lot. So I eventually decided to warp off here, and as you can see now my cap is almost completely empty, so either way I would have had to disengage here, unfortunately, because I just don't have enough cap to kill it. Then in this next clip I found this Enforcer drifting off the Hedialis 3 undock, and I was really wondering what the hell is happening here. So I shot it once, warped to a ping, and then warped back to the station, because that makes it so that the gate guns stop aggroing me and they won't attack me anymore, even though he is in neutral and we are fighting on the station. Now the Enforcer deployed Hornet drones, and I was wondering, should I start defanging? But he did not put the drones on me yet, and I was really confused here by what was going on. But he was not as tanky as I thought, so I just stayed on him and started chunking through his armor. Drones are still not incoming, so I can just stay here, kite away from him. As you can see, he is running straight for me, but he is a lot slower, so I just do kind of a spiral maneuver, fly around him, well, in front of him in a circle, to yeah, stay on a okay range while staying out of his range, hopefully. And now finally his drones come in. He puts the Warp Disruptor on me and he starts shooting me with Mjolnir, Javelin, Heavy Assault missiles. Nova would have hurt more, but still. And then now he also puts the web on me, but with one more really good hit I managed to just blab through his hull and he dies. I was really surprised there. And as you can see now, it is also quite a weird fit. I was very confused by this, and then I messaged him, and it turned out he is the streamer Switchhitgames. He's a really cool dude, and he got this ship donated by one of his viewers to go to Lowsec and blow it up somewhere, whelp it, and I did him the favor of killing him. And yeah, he was a really cool dude. We had a nice talk after that, and To be honest, even before this, I always enjoyed watching his streams, so please go check him out, because he makes really cool and chill streams, and even some PvP at times, and even free PvP at times. So yeah, make sure you check him out. Here in this next fight, I slid in on this Atron. Actually, I do not like to punch down, but when he slid into the medium and he clearly signalized me that he wanted to fight me, I thought, yeah, okay, he wants to fight, I'll fight him. But of course, against this particular fit, he has no chance. On the other hand, if I had flown the shield kite Kikimora in this case, he probably could have killed me, because that one really struggles, because it has no newt, because it has no fitting space for a newt. After that we also talked a bit, and yeah, he said he wanted to just try because it's a cheap Atron, he doesn't have much to lose, so it's just, well, it's only stupid if it doesn't work, you know? And I respect that, because if you watch some of my videos, you know that I really like punching up and all that stuff. Then this next fight is a very easy fight against a Plaxing Coercer Navy that I tackled, and usually I wouldn't include a fight like this because it wasn't great, but it's one of the few fights that I remember to stay zoomed in and get some nice cinematic shots in, so I tried to do that more, but it's difficult well, one of the things I do when I'm nervous is zoom out very far, and I try to work on that to make the videos more enjoyable to watch from so it's nicer to look at it, but yeah, that's why I included that fight, even though it wasn't great. This next fight, on the other hand, is a really great fight, and it was probably one of the best fights I had in months, and it is against Tilk and his Tholos. I immediately put Mystic DPS on him, and I know that he is Afterburner fit from watching him previously fighting other people. So I really, well, big respect to him for daring to slide in on me. As you can see here, he has a 19-20 kilometer web, and I know his Tholos is really, really blinked out. So I am quite nervous to take this fight, and as you can see now, even though he has me webbed, I'm still slightly faster, which is great, of course, because this makes it very easy for me to kite, because I'm just barely faster. I can easily stay in range and apply my DPS while he cannot get closer to me. And here he tries to slingshot me, but I realized that he was trying that, so I just fly a bit of an angle, and as soon as I see him approach me again, I fly away from him again. That red line, by the way, next to his vector means that he is approaching me directly. So yeah, as you can see, I was really excited here for a second because I thought I had him, but it turned out later that he forgot to pop his cap booster, and for a second he could not wrap because he was out of cap. That's why I managed to hit through his armor. If I had landed like 1 or 2 more good shots, I probably could have killed him. Then he popped his cap booster, and now he also remembered his drones. And I have to say, this ship is broken OP, the Tholos, because it has like basically battlecruiser level DPS with the breacher pod if you get close enough to it. It has tanked like a Tengu, and it has the ability to fit 10 drones, which is ridiculous, like 10 small drones, that's cruiser level drones. And yeah, I started defanging his hobgoblins. It really hurt to shoot those expensive augmented hobgoblins, but yeah, I had to do it. So yeah, I also have, I think it's Mason loaded, which is also tracking ammo, and I already got 2 of his hobgoblins down, but I hoped he only had 5 drones, and then later I realized, wow, he actually has 10 drones, so I'm really struggling here. And now comes the time when I made a mistake. I wanted to switch ammo from Occult back to different ammo, and my Q double click to fly away from him again did not work, and he managed to get web and scram on me, and here I knew, okay, that's it, I'm dead. But that was of course really quite unfortunate. And here is the same clip again, just so you can, on half speed, just so you can exactly see what happened. You see, I fly towards him. Now I click Q for a second, the line shows up, but my double click doesn't go through, otherwise I would have flown in an angle on the other side of that calorie structure. I click again, it again doesn't work. Now I finally managed to get it to work, and I start flying away from him. He's 16 kilometers away, 15 now. I hit my MWD, but at the same second I hit 14 kilometers, I am within his gram range, and he gets me. So yeah, again you can see exactly the mistake I made. I did not realize that Q double click didn't go through, and then I switched ammo, so yeah, now the clip continues in normal speed again. He redeploys drones, and now I can just hope that for some weird reason I could be able to nuke him out and get away from him. But of course that's not going to happen. He has a cap booster, and now he is in range to deal his massive damage, and yeah, it's just a question of time until I die, and I'm in hell. And even if I could kite away now, the drones would finish me off and I die. But GF, mate, that was a really crazy good fight. And I really appreciate that you slid into me, that because that was very nice of you to give me a fight. Then this next fight, he decided to give me a rematch, and he asked me, what are you flying? And I said, yeah, I'm still flying the Kiki, so you can fly whatever you think has a chance to kill the Kiki. And he comes back in a Thrasher fleet issue, and for this scenario I saw two possibilities. Number one, he flies a shield Thrasher fleet with autocannons that has very high speed to tackle me and brawl me to death. The other possibility is dual web RT, and then he just needs to get the webs on me, and as soon as he does that with the big RT alpha, he can with 2 or 3 shots shoot through me. But actually he was neither one nor the other. He was an armor plate brawl fit with a newt, I think, and I didn't realize this at the time. I thought he was bluffing me by manually lowering his speed, because that's something I usually do when I try to fight kiters. Otherwise, had I known this was his actual maximum speed, I would have committed harder and probably finished him earlier. But like this, I was a bit hesitant to get too close, because I thought, yeah, any second now he's just gonna overheat his MWD, go full speed and run at me with 3,500 meters per second. But that never happened, and now when I hit his armor I realized, oh wait, maybe he's actually armor plate fit, and he doesn't just seem that slow, he is that slow. And after a bit more debating in my head, I decided, yeah, it's worth it, I can go in closer to actually manage to secure point, because if I get him that low I actually want to get the kill, you know. So now you can see I start flying towards him. But from the Tholos fight I know he's probably going to try to slingshot me into range, so I don't fly directly at him with approach, but in a slight angle, so I have the chance to correct my angle of approach in case he tries to ram at me. And there you see it happens, he turns around, goes full speed at me, but because he has an armor plate fitted as well, just like me, we both have low agility, and I managed to turn around in time. And at the end I just clicked approach because I knew he was going to die. And then I just want to make sure I don't lose point last second, and there's the kill, man. So GF dude, I really appreciate both fights, it was a lot of fun, and yeah, hopefully again soon. So yeah, that's all the fights I had in this Kikimora. A few really good ones, a few not so good ones, and a few mistakes on my part, but Kiki is definitely on my number one favorite destroyer at the moment. I don't fly destroyers very often, but Kiki definitely has to be up there in the top 3 at least. And I hope you enjoyed this video as well, and yeah, as always, in case of any questions, ideas, concerns, anything, put it in the comments. And oh yeah, I forgot to mention this in the beginning of the video, so I'm gonna talk about it now. Because I'm EVE partner, I have every month I get partner skins and that stuff to give away to you guys. So if you want a skin, a partner skin, please leave a comment with your in-game name, and if you like you can also add which skin you would prefer. I have the Ferox Navy issue, Osprey Navy issue, and Prophecy Navy issue Media Miasma skins, and I also have the possibility of giving you a 3-day Omega code. 3-day Omega is not that great, but there's also 50 plaques in that code included. So I'm also going to talk about this in the next video, and maybe even do a separate video, like a giveaway announcement or something. But yeah, if you want one of those skins, you can either leave a comment, or if you don't like to leave comments on YouTube videos, you can also send me an in-game mail to TNZaharan, and I will send you a skin over. So yeah, that's the video, and I hope you enjoyed, and have a good day, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.